What is up, everybody? Welcome into another episode here on Wide Eye Sports. Steve doing Skull Chan in the bottom. Today we are doing our Vikings episode as we do every week. We do Vikings, Bears, Cowboys, and Chiefs every single week here on the channel. We're talking Vikes. We're going to do off-season outlook, full off-season like game plan outlook for the Vikings right here. We're going to do all the teams this week. So we're starting with Minnesota, guys. As the resident Minnesota fan, obviously, I feel I have a very good understanding of what the Vikings can do. I feel like you guys are going to be more along the ride for this video, as I will be for yours, and so on and so forth throughout the offseason. I'm going to do a quick touch on the draft because we're going to talk a lot about the draft throughout the entire draft process over the next couple months. I want to prioritize. I don't know what they're going to really hone in on until free agency starts. Once free agency is come and gone, then I'll have a 2 to 3 position narrow view of what we need. Right now, as of today, I would say that goes defensive line interior, so D tackle, secondary, and then after that you're either, skill position guy or offensive tackle. Like getting the next generation behind Darisaw and Brian O'Neill, or getting in a guy to replace Aaron Jones, getting in somebody to replace Jordan Addison, because we'll talk about potentially moving off of him and some of those things, just building depth for the future beyond this season and into the future. So with that being said, Spotrac has an awesome thing that I was showing you guys. I'll put up on the screen. They have an off-season, checklist or off-season planner type situation going on where they list the cap hits, options the team have upcoming, release candidates, extension eligible guys, potential trade candidates. We're just going to talk about this. Obviously, the big Justin Jefferson contract at $38.9 million against the cap, that's huge. I expect to pay that. I expect that they're going to pay that and just take that cap hit this season. It's kind of right around the value of which he was offered, which is like 35 on average, I think. So I don't expect them to move money around. I expect them to pay him and move on into next season. Just this morning, the Javon Hargrave being shopped news came around. If you cut him, you save like 10 million, but if you trade him, you can save like 21 million. And I think the Vikes are currently about 40 million over the cap, so he would be half of it right there if you could trade him. If you could trade him for like, I don't know, get him, I'd be happy with like a 4th or a 5th rounder for him. He's an older guy. He's going to be a veteran role player, but he can still play at a high level as he proved last season. So I'd be stoked with a 4th round. I'd take a 5th round pick for him. Jordan Addison's the big one, right? We have his 5th-year option we have to pick up this season, but he's also a potential trade candidate. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts. What is Jordan Addison's trade value right now? Knowing that like DK Metcalf went for like a 3rd and a 5th. I think, who is the other receiver? I saw some other receiver 2 years ago went for like a 3rd and a 4th. I can't remember who that was. But what do you guys think? Steve, we'll start with you if you're comfortable. What do you think Jordan Addison's trade value is right now?
So it's actually kind of funny that you ask me this, because as a Chiefs fan, I feel like we're dealing with something very similar.
Yeah.
So, I keep saying this about Rashee Rice, but the squeeze isn't worth the juice, meaning if you have to literally just wring it out of him just to get this guy to want to be on the football field, just to get this guy to realize what you're doing is detrimental to like how you're going to be compensated, dude. Like your money's on the table here. So anyways, all that being said, with a guy like him, you're trading for the potential that is Jordan Addison. You're not really trading for what he's done. What's he done? Couple hundred yards, couple hundred.
He's been like 900 yards, double-digit touchdowns.
You know what I mean? So a guy like that, I don't know. I wouldn't want the Chiefs to give any more than like a 4th or a 5th.
Okay.
And that's what I would expect. That's what I would expect out of Rashee Rice too, if the Chiefs.
Yeah, 4th would be as low as I'm willing to go. because he has Jordan Addison, when he's on the field, has shown, like, when Justin Jefferson's been out, he can be a number one guy. Like, he's shown that. And so I wouldn't want to give up anything less than a fourth, but I do understand the issues he's had off the field, the troubles he had last year, all that plays into it, right? And I was thinking like a back half of the third round, early fourth round pick was kind of probably what I thought his value was. So we're not too far off by any means. Riley, Gooner, either you?
Yeah, no. Oh, go ahead, Riley. Sorry.
So just like you were mentioning with the off the field problems that he's shown thus far, as well as whoever has to trade him is going to have to plan on coming to terms with a deal with him.
Yeah, no, I assume any deal that you get for him will assume a new contract.
Yes. I would think a 5th round pick, maybe 2 day 3 picks. I just don't. I feel like a 4th would be too high given the troubles he has and having to pay him after the fact.
I mean, I would understand a 4th being too high if he had, like, I guess the one suspension for me is bad, but it's not like he's, on his, like, that's a Josh Gordon level for me. Like, really devaluing him by 1 or 2 rounds. Like, that's Josh Gordon level. Like, Josh Gordon went for like a 6th round pick after not having played for like 4 years. So, and that's a long time ago. That's 10 years ago now. So, like, things change. Yeah. I'm just like, he had the DUI, and then he pled no contest to being found in his car drunk. But like, or sorry, those were the same one. The other one was the speeding infraction, going 140 on the highway for his dog because his dog was sick. So like a speeding infraction, and like in California, it's weird. He was found on the side of the road, drunk, with the car turned off. So like they couldn't charge him with a full-blown DUI because he wasn't driving, but it's like a plead no contest thing. So you are admitting some fault. And it was a weird thing that the NFL was like, that's close enough. You're getting 2 games. So like, I do agree. He has troubles, but I don't, when I think about Addison, I don't think of him as a, like, oh man, he could miss 6-7 games this year if he gets in trouble again. I think of it as like, he has potential. If he gets in trouble again, then he misses 2 games. So I guess maybe I just look at it a little differently. I think the lowest I'd want to go is a 4th round pick. Anything less than that, this is the guy that if he's on the field would be a number 1 receiver for half of the NFL.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that either.
I mean, let's look at the stats.
I think he's a good number 2 receiver.
He's a great number 2.
We can look at the stats here. Hold on. Maybe I'm crazy. We can go down the list here. I'm happy to go down this list. So
it can be like one of those videos where we go, I can take 10 receivers over Jordan Addison. Well, I'll
take 11. 15.
Yeah. I'm saying, bro. Like.
So here we go. So Puka, obviously, right? Jamar Chase, JSN, Amon-Ra, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson.
I mean, let's just go over let's just go down like some of the teams here. Like, for instance, Zay Flowers. Would you take Zay Flowers as your number 1 receiver or Jordan Addison?
Oh, Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison's put up similar production to Zay Flowers while being the number 2.
Flowers.
Okay. Would he be the number 1 receiver on the Chiefs, or would it still be Rashee Rice?
I don't think Rashee Rice is the number 1 receiver on the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think he'd be the number 1 receiver on the Chiefs. Personally. I could be wrong about that. I think he'd be number 1 in San Francisco. I think he'd be number 1 in New Orleans. I know you're Olave guy.
He is not going to be number 1 over Olave. Just shut that shit down now. He's a top 10, top 5, top 10 receiver in the NFL.
Olave is Michael Thomas slant boy. He's not a skilled receiver.
He was Thomas was in almost every stats with a shit quarterback this year. And guess what Jordan Addison did with a shit quarterback?
Except for average depth of target, in which he was like bottom 50. So
Brenner, do you think Jordan Addison would be a number 1 on any other NFC North team?
No, because Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And I know Brenner's not as high on him, but
I mean, I would take Rome Odunze. I would take Rome Odunze and DJ Moore over Jordan Addison.
Wild.
Yeah, I didn't think on the Bears, but I was more thinking
wild.
Packers, Lions.
I think Rome is a very situational player and needs a lot of help getting open in the NFL, as you've seen by the crossing. He is succeeding in the NFL off the crossing route because he's got good hands and good body control, but he needs help getting open, and Ben Johnson's doing a great job. But DJ Moore, maybe it was just the lack of total volume at him, but after last season, I'm not trusting DJ Moore as a top 35, 40 guy.
Oh.
I'm not. No, not after last season. Dude, they didn't. Ben Johnson doesn't trust him as the number 4 target on the team. He trusts 3 other dudes on their team alone more than he trusts DJ Moore. That tells me something. Ben Johnson's not stupid. If he was that good, he would make sure he had the ball.
Okay, so we've made it known that there's a handful of teams that Jordan Addison might be the number 1 receiver on.
Yeah.
There's also a handful of teams where he would be like the 3rd or 4th receiver on at the same time.
I would say there are maybe 10 teams he would be the 3rd receiver on.
He would be the 3rd on Jacksonville.
3rd on Jacksonville.
That's
Jacoby
and
Jay. Yep.
Be the 3rd on Cincinnati.
Yep, for sure. Dallas,
he would be the 3rd. Philly, he would be the 3rd behind Devonta Smith.
I'm okay with that.
Tampa.
Or I'm looking at teams right now.
No, because Mike Evans isn't in Tampa anymore.
Godwin and Ibuka.
Oh yeah. Okay. I forgot Emeka. And I don't even know if I would put him over Emeka Ibuka because he had a great first 6 games, but then he fell off the map.
Yeah, but I said he would Buccaneers fell off.
He would be number 3 in LA behind Devonta Adams and Puka Nacua.
Yep.
I said he would be number 3 in Chicago. You disagree with that?
Yeah.
What about Seattle?
He would be the 3 in Chicago.
He would be the Seattle. 2 for sure, if not the 1.
Seattle, probably.
He'd be the 2 in Seattle.
Not better than
I don't know
Rome or DJ.
He's definitely
at this level. I'd take him.
He's definitely at least as good as Rome. He's definitely better than DJ Moore.
DJ Moore in a down year has done more than
a prime DJ Moore. I completely agree with you. He's not a prime DJ Moore anymore. He's not.
He had one down year.
But that's all it takes. Regardless,
my point is there's still a lot of teams that he wouldn't be a top 2 on, and
also DJ Moore has only had 1,000-yard season in the past 4 years.
And personally,
now granted, Jordan Addison's had 0.
I thought you were going to.
It's only 1 more.
I thought you were going to say something crazy when we started this and say that he would go for like a 3rd. But honestly, I think he might go for like a late round 4th, early 5th. That's where I see Jordan Addison's trade value at right now.
I'm curious. I bet. Hold on, give me 2 seconds here. Just because I love this level of.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
That's so crazy. Yeah, we can't hear you. But that's so crazy saying that you would take Jordan Addison over Chris Olave.
Dude, Chris Olave is good for 5 games a year guaranteed. I would absolutely take a guy who, as long as he's not going 140 miles on the highway, is going to play 12 to 16 games versus a guy who is 1 wrong fall away from his NFL career being over. Absolutely. Dude, Chris Olave's concussion history is insane. He could get a concussion week 1 and just be done and be like, I can't anymore. I'm done.
Brenner, come on, dude. We all have the guy. We all have that guy that we just are in love with.
But I'm not. Okay. But Riley can tell you right now, I am not in love with Jordan Addison. I am not in love with
him. No. This is a Cooner comment.
You think I'm in love with Chris Olave? I think he's easily a top 10 receiver.
No, you have been on Chris Olave for 2 weeks.
I would say top 20.
He's top 10 in almost every statistic this year in receiving.
But that's because he was force-fed the ball. Because he was force-fed the ball. Is Michael Thomas's offensive player of the year all that impressive?
He accounted for almost half of all receiving touchdowns on the same.
Okay, Brenner, I keep bringing him back up. You can't say he was force fed the ball so he's not good, and then say because Ben Johnson didn't force feed DJ Moore, he's not.
Yeah, you can.
You can't.
Those aren't the same. DJ Moore had the ball taken away from him because he's lost a step, and there are 3 other dudes on his team who are better. Okay? Chris Olave is the only semi-decent weapon on the Saints, period.
And he was still putting
because he is a top 20 receiver. And so that's the only thing they had. So they just had to throw everything they had at it. They put all their eggs in one basket. The Bears don't have to because they have better weapons. So they utilize those weapons.
All right, who's the wide receiver 2 on the Saints right now? I'm waiting.
Good question.
Okay, so you're telling me that
point.
all that defenses have to do is load up on defense on Chris Olave's side, and they still couldn't do that. He still finished top 10.
No, because then they would just run the ball.
They weren't even good at that.
Yeah.
But they would just do that if they did. You tell me this. You have 6 dudes running when you're running the ball. You have 5 linemen and a running back.
Yes.
Okay? You have 1 dude in Chris Olave. Who are you more willing to let beat you? Because I will take my chances with Chris Olave beating me versus the 6 dudes running the football. I'll take my chances with Olave. If you're going to beat me with Chris Olave, I deserve to lose. And that's what teams did. That's what teams did on defense. They went, well, if he's going to beat us, we deserve to lose.
But anyways, who was even their leading rusher?
Probably Kamara, I would assume.
Yeah, it had to be.
I mean, I'm looking at the top 50 rusher. Yeah, Kamara at 49. Didn't even break 500 rushing yards. They had no rushing offense. Their only offense was throwing it to Chris Olave, and defense still couldn't stop him. He's a top 10 receiver.
He's not a top 10 receiver. 0% chance. 0% chance.
I don't want him top 10.
I wouldn't. That's saying I would give a first-round draft pick for him. Nobody would give you a first-round draft pick for Chris Olave. 0 teams. Even if they don't have a number 1 on their team, they would still not give up their first-round pick.
Steven knows all about Chris Olave.
But anyways, all right. So Jordan Addison's somewhere between a 4th and a 6th-round pick value-wise. I think in the perfect scenario, Vikings probably get a 4th for him. In the worst scenario, they get a 6th-rounder for him. I would like to see Aaron Jones either take a huge pay cut or just cut him. He's a great locker room guy, but $15 million for a 32-year-old running back, not doing it. Nah, thanks, but no thanks. Cashman, I think he'll be back. I don't know why he's on the release candidates. He is very integral to this defense and how Brian Flores runs this defense. He's the green dot guy. I think he's back next season for sure.
They're probably just putting those 2 guys on there because that's the most cash back you'll get from releasing someone. Because I looked at TJ Hawkinson, and even with him being 21 mil, you're only going to save 8 if you cut him.
Yeah,
it's not even worth really cutting TJ Hawkinson.
Absolutely, it is. I would rather spend $8 million on anybody else, dude. I don't think you understand how bad.
I know that, but the problem is that you guys are so far below the cap that saving $8 million is not it's going to get you a little closer, but you still got to save a shit ton more money, dude.
Dude, I no.
If you could find someone to trade him to, that'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah. I think we could get a 5th-round pick for him, a 4th-round or a 6th-round pick.
Tennessee has almost 100 million cap space. Just send him to Tennessee.
I think that's
his contract and
yeah. And I don't know why he's not on potential trade candidates.
Or even the Jets.
The fact is, TJ Hawkinson will not play for $21.2 million in Minnesota next season. He will either be cut or traded or something. He will not play for that money in Minnesota. Another potential trade candidate is Jonathan Grenard. Pardon me, at $22 million. Dallas Turner needs to play. And Dallas Turner played really, really well at the end of last season. Dallas Turner's a 1st-round pick. He needs to play. And if Dallas Turner's not in a position where you're comfortable with him taking Grenard's spot 3 years in, you whiffed on the pick. You messed that up. And you gotta figure something out. Trade him to a different team, see if a different team wants to give you a 3rd or a 4th for him and see if they want to try to unlock the potential that you saw. But I'm not cool with him playing for $21 million when you have Dallas Turner right there. I get it. The depth is really nice to have, but we need money. You got to get cap compliant.
Yeah,
so
if you cut Grenard, Yeah, if you cut him, you're
Yeah.
gonna save about $9 million. So I mean, that's more than you'd save with TJ. I mean, you cut
Yeah.
him and TJ, that's
17 million.
mil right there that you're already saving.
And then you cut Hargrave and you're saving a bunch of money. So, or you trade Hargrave, you're saving a bunch of money. There's a lot of ways. Ryan Kelly also is going to get cut. He's due $11 million. He's had 6 concussions, 3 this last year, and he's 32 years old. He's not playing next season. So he's going to be gone.
Didn't one of the Vikings retire?
Harry's going to retire most likely.
No,
I doubt he
it
comes
wasn't.
back.
Not him. Not him. I thought I saw a lineman retired. I thought I saw that the center retired. Am I crazy?
That
Ryan
would be
Kelly?
Ryan Kelly. They haven't taken him off the books yet, so I haven't seen an official retirement announcement, but he's going. Everybody expects him to retire, from what I've seen. Van Ginkel, I want to keep. Murphy, we need a cornerback. And O'Neal is a big restructure candidate. Jonathan Allen, I would like to see a restructure, but I don't think he's eligible. And then JJ, I expect to run it. I expect Eric Wilson to re-sign with us. Ryan Wright will probably re-sign. He's our punter. DePaula is our long snapper. He's 38 though. I don't know if he's coming back. Jalen Naylor, I would like to get back, but we'll see. Pace, I would like to get back on like a special teams contract, but we'll see. Redmond, this guy, I mean, I don't know how they let him walk out the door. He was, if you look at like all the EPA stats, he was a top 5 defensive nose tackle last season in every single one of them. He played phenomenal last season. Former XFL guy, awesome story. But yeah, I think the best route to go is to get the max you can get for these 2 guys, cut or trade Hawkinson, and then trade Grenard. If you can't trade Grenard, I don't like cutting him because he is a really good player. He's a high level talent. Like he'll go out there and he'll put up double-digit sacks. So I don't like just releasing him because I think he's a 2nd round pick. I think you can get a 2nd round pick next year, not this year, but next year in exchange for him. So people need double-digit sack guys. That's something that's always a need in the NFL. So I don't like just releasing him. Extend O'Neal. Aaron Jones either needs to take. I mean, I'm talking like a $10 million pay cut for Jones. I'm not paying him anything more than $5 million. Like he's a locker room guy and he can't stay healthy. It's just not worth. It's not worth $15 million to me. Maybe $8 million. But even that is like Breece Hall. You get Breece Hall if he hits the open market for 9. Now, we'll see if he gets the open market. Yeah, allegedly they're going to tag him. I think that's crazy. I think that's absolutely insane. They're going to tag Breece Hall. But all right, you guys got any more questions about the Vikings? We're going to start touching on draft stuff next week, like honing in more and more as free agency comes and goes. We'll play around with some different things on Spo Track, maybe do an episode on the overall offseason and like doing the offseason manager for all the teams, that is, and go from there. But unless you guys have any questions for me, that's it.
Nope.
All right. Peace. We'll see you in the next one.